Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very interesting unboxing for you, something that came in from the Apex group. It was loaned to us or allowed for us to take a look at from Winter Blade Company, and it's kind of one of those cool knives I have very much wanted to get a hold of, and every time I saw the drops I missed them, and I was really excited to know that they were extending this knife out to us to allow us to review it. So let's take a look. Today I'm opening it up with my Alacran. This is a Javi Garcia and Enrique Pena collaborative design. It's a Riot made knife and it's part of the Pena X series, and I believe it's something, if I remember correctly, Javi said they might have these available in June or July. I think by some of the retailers would be selling this. I got an early drop that he did directly, but I believe they're going to have more of these. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now I'm going to open it on this side because there's name and stuff on the other side, and I don't want to give private information out, so we're just going to open it on one side here. All right, and let's go ahead and open all the edges. I think we're good there. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right. All right, so there's, oh, we got a lot of stickers. Look at that. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Oh, we've got various stickers from various folks. All right, and so there's going to be some, oh, there's some paperwork there as well. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to put that box over here. All right. Okay. Yeah, that talks a little bit about the knife. It says, okay, so the pre-orders for the Winter Blade for the knife is going to be, I guess, May 24th. So let's go ahead and, before we talk about all that, and before we look at all the information, which we will look at in just a second, first of all, these are some cool stickers from some of the guys in the pass around. So we have Manganus. Manganus is one of them. I hope I'm pronouncing that. It looks like Manganus. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that's cool. So here are some of those stickers, and then we have some Big Hand Reviewer, JD for EDC of EDC gear. And so I've got a couple of my subscribers that, you know, they talk about they've got some large hands, and, you know, I've got some friends who've make my hands look like little itty bitty baby hands, right? You know, and so I can relate. I'm appreciative of folks that have that perspective, right? And so that's a good review to have. And so what do we got here? All right, so magnetic EDC Winter Blade Co. So those are some of the stickers. That's really cool. And this is the Factor Batch B1, and this is Brian Winters. Yeah, so Brian Winters is the designer of the and the guy who started Winter Blade and made the Factor, right? And it's M390 carbon fiber. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. That's really cool. And then we've got, of course, said Stevie. Got a couple of really cool knives here as well. Very, very nice. Very, 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 very neat. Very neat. Yeah, there's a lot of those stickers. I might, you know, I'm going to put some of my stickers in there, so we'll see. All right, so here it is. Here's the box. I have really been excited. I got to tell you, I'm super excited about this. I know you guys just open the blade. I know, but I have so wanted to try this out. So here we go. Oh my goodness. Whew. Wow. Okay. I'm going to close that, move that out to the side. So here it is, the Winter Blade Factor. So this is titanium on this side. Looks like a G10 insert or inlay inside the pivot. Looks like we've got, I think those are T8s or T6. It looks like probably T8s. A little inlay inside the I guess you call it a lock bar. And then here's the oh yeah, the beautiful carbon fiber. Look at that. Nice big screw there. Kind of reminds you a little bit of, you know, Shergoroff and some of the other designers that use that. All right, and so this is one of the ways you can open it, but I know this opens up as well here. And see, there's magnets right there to use. Oh, you hear that click? And here's the blade, so you can flip it open or you can press this. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to hold on to this titanium mill deep pocket carry clip. It's got some nice flex to it. Definitely deep pocket, you can see that. And it's a pretty robust blade. You can see that. It's nice and chamfered, rounded on the edges. You see that? It's pretty good. Let's look at the centering here. Man, for being held by so many people, because this knife has been going around to quite a few. And you know, I was going to be one of the last reviewers, but a bunch of people signed up after me as well. So this knife is going to keep on trekking and being shared by others so they can experience this phenomenon. All right, so let's go ahead and open this. All right, so I believe you hold it like this, and you can push this down, and that deploys it. And I believe this is going to be a little acoustic, so listen. Okay, I didn't do it very loud, and then it drops like that. So let's go ahead and do the reverse, the thumb hole, the fuller, and do that. Let's see if we can hear it. Oh, there it is. Ah, that's cool. All right, let's do it again. Ready? Do you hear that? Ah, it reminds me what people talk about, that Herman Singh, but it's got it. You know, what I heard the story was that at first he heard that and they were going to fix that. Bestech is the manufacturer, I believe, of this knife, and they were going to fix that, and everybody who heard it, they loved it, and they're like, don't take that away, you got to keep that in there. And so they kept it in there, and so now that's like an acoustic that you get to hear. So here we go, one more time. If you didn't hear it, I'm going to put the microphone really close. All right, ready? Oh, sorry. All right, let's do it again. There it is. You hear that? I'm going to be real quiet. That is so cool. All right, so it's a series of magnets in there, and you can see that. You'll look right in there. There's magnets in there, and then looks like there's a little rubber stopper or something, I guess, keeps it in place. And then this locks it up here, right? Let's go ahead and wipe that blade down. Probably's got a few hands on there. So it's nice and pretty. A beautiful knife like this deserves to look nice. So let's do that. I'm so excited I got a chance to take a look at this before we hit 2,000. So hopefully, you know, some of the new subscribers get a chance to see this and experience this with me as we just about to break 2,000. I think that's really cool. Now the carbon fiber is a nice twill pattern. I think that's a twill pattern. It looks like a twill pattern to me. It's got a beautiful reflection. Even with the studio lights here, the lighting in my here, the studio, if you will, is pretty nice, and I bet in the sun that's gorgeous, right? So, and then this is supposed to release, yeah, so you can feel there's a magnet in there, it releases, and then it closes. Let's see if we can make that ting with this one. It's not quite as noticeable, but, okay, so it's not, oh, there it is, you can hear it. So it's just a little tricky, because, you know, I got bigger hands, or medium to medium large hands. They're large width-wise, medium length-wise. It's got to make sure you're back far enough. So here we go. See? That's nice. Oops. Yeah. That's really cool. I like that. That is very addictive. All right, so medium to medium large hands, I get a full grip on here. I've got a little room over here. If you have extra large, double extra large, you're probably going to go over a little on the edge, but that'll work. You can choke up, I think. Yeah, this reminds me of my Spyderco Smock. It has a similar finger choil. You come up like that. You just kind of go at an angle. There's no jimping up here, but it's pretty flat, so you can get a good presentation on here. You can definitely choke up with larger hands. Definitely get your hand in there for sure. So that's really nice. And let's feel that edge. Yeah, that's nice. So let's look at that. Let's look at the edge. So it's a very short edge, I have noticed. Yeah, it's pretty short. It's not a long edge. It's something like if I owned this knife, I would probably reprofile that edge, make it just a little bit longer. Now it's pretty thin, flat grind all the way down. And it comes to a nice thin edge. But I think if you were to put like maybe an 18 or 20 degree angle on there, this looks to me like a 25 degree angle. I mean, honestly, it is pretty thin there. So maybe it's not 25. Maybe it's closer to 20. I don't know. I might try to lengthen out that edge. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. So you can see that nice flat edge. Comes down to very thin, and maybe, I don't know. I would have to check that out. But it's, you know, it seems like it could be just a little bit longer, and it looks like it's a little shorter on the edge than it is here on the belly, which is typical when you sharpen if they're sharpening away. But I like to have it a little more even on one side. So looking on both sides, let's look at the length and the edge on one side here and see how Bestech did. All right, so this edge is definitely a little longer than this, so it's not going to be a perfectly dead even center edge, if you will. So, you know, those are things that you can do when you resharpen your own. Oh man, that sound is amazing. I don't know if you can hear that. Every time I hear it, it just kind of, wow. Really cool, really, really cool. This is one of those that Man, I wish I could carry and use this knife, but I can't. It's a pass around. So we want to thank Brian Winters for allowing us to experience this knife and to give our impressions. My impressions is great. I will tell you right now, my review is probably going to be pretty good. I mean, I knew everybody talked about this. Everything I heard from folks, I figured it would be pretty amazing. See, he's got some nice chamfering here on there, which almost gives it a nice little contoured shape when you grip it in your hand, even though it's pretty thin. Let's see, is there any milling in there? I can't see. Nah, well, there's some magnets in there, but I don't see any milling. We do have, yeah, this is the stop right here, and that's held by the magnet. And then this right here, I think, okay, so that pushes it back. So if once I release that, all right, so once I release that, okay. That's interesting. As soon as it breaks, the gravity breaks it, that's enough momentum to swing it closed. I don't know if you can see that. So all you got to have is just enough momentum and boom, it's closed. That's really cool. Now, so you just got to, if you're not doing it that way, you just got to make sure you get over that momentum there. Very cool, beautiful satin finish right there. That's a nice touch. I like that all the way around. You can see this is a blacked out titanium stone washed right here, stone washed handle, and there's that G10, looks like a JG10 kind of a inlay there, if you will. That's nice, and then another little JG10 there, and then we got a gray G10 right here. That's definitely looks like a G10, I would say. And if you can see on this side, it has a magnet right there. Now it's got a little use, a little dirt from everyone getting a chance to use it, and that's what happens. If you have a knife, you're going to use it. You're going to get that, Now, I could probably, once we're here, I'll wipe that down a little bit. Maybe we can get some of that off. I don't know. There's not much I can do to this knife. The only thing I think I could do is if the pivot was really loose, once we opened up, yeah, no blade rock. It's in there solid. If there was a blade rock and that was about to come off, we can do a very carefully tighten that, and that's about it. I'm not going to do much of anything because I want everybody's experience to be exactly the same. The OEM experience of this knife, right? I'm not going to go hard use. I'm not going to cut anything, matter of fact. I don't even think I'll cut paper or anything with this thing because, I just want to experience the fit and the form and the function of it and how it feels in hand. Now, I do like this. I would call this, you call it reverse Tonto Warncliffe. I mean, it's a very sharp aggressive. It's got a belly on there, so it's not maybe necessarily a Tonto. It's more of a Warncliffe. But I don't know, it's got a very direct kind of corner here, so it makes me think it's a reverse Tonto. I don't know. But very cool. I do like how everything locks up like that. So you see, it comes up here. Okay, so that reminds me a little bit of like an axis lock, if you will, but using magnets, not an omega spring. So this is all driven by magnets, and that's what makes this really cool. Yeah, so you see that? The magnet, there's that piece of metal right there. Yeah, let's see if we can see that. And it's going to close, it's going to roll right in behind the blade, and it's rolling in right here on, if you would call this maybe the tang. Technically the tang would be the very back here, but we'll call this like, off to the side tang. It's angled up a little bit, so you could sort of call it the tang because it is engaging right there. Can we see that right there and there? So, and then if we open that, you see, notice when you open this, it releases here. Yeah, and so once it gets past here, that locks it in place, and I think the magnet is what holds it here like that. So those two magnets keep it dead center right there, and then you can deploy it like that. Now it's more of a softer deployment. I do believe, and I saw some reviews, Tri-State EDC and some other places, there's some magnets you can change on the inside, so it can make this, if you call it the detent, that's what would be equivalent. I don't know if it's a detent, it's a magnetic resistance, if you will. You can make this a little stronger, so when you do push down, it's not as soft, because I don't know if I can fail this. Let's see, can we fail it? Yeah, we can fail it, see? And it could make it a little bit stronger, so it's harder to fail. I know it probably is easier to fail if you're with the gravity here, so let's see, yeah. So you see that, but I mean, you have to go out of your way to try to fail that. But that is just so stinking cool. That is just so stinking cool. I mean, this is like voodoo magic knife work here, just, I mean, sometimes, you know, people do some amazing engineering. I mean, I love Javi Garcia. What he did with the thumb studs on this is just simply phenomenal for me. The clip, this knife is an ergonomic marvel. Everything works well about this. I love how it front flips. It's just such a comfortable knife. The placement for your thumb stud will, oh, you never fail. I love that because all of that fit together and feels great together with the chamfering he did here as well. And I see, you know, Brian Winters, he did that here in the really critical places where you really want to get that grip and hold on to the knife right there where you want to get a nice comfortable grip, you know, and this is nice and rounded up here. It's not going to dig into you. You've got a little rounding up here so you can get up on top like that. That's really nice. It's got a little chamfering right here where you're going to reach around like that. So it works really, really well. And you can get up here for a precision cut. It's just really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I'd like to get one of these for my collection. Maybe I can get in on that pre-order. So there is a pre-order. I'm just going to read this here, so let's just kind of talk about it. Pre-orders for the Factor B3 will be opening on May 24th, exclusively on winterbladeco.com. So that's winterbladeco.com, all right? So I'll put that down in the description for the link and some of this information, right? We'll definitely talk about that. But it's really, really neat. So check out if you want to pre-order that. I'd like to get in on it. I hope it's not like some of the other pre-orders. I remember the first one I tried to get in on it, didn't have a chance to get in on it. So, you know, all right. So this is what comes with the first knife. This was their little break-in and maintenance. So if you want to read this, you can pause and take a look, right? And then we can do the bottom part right here. Has a little more information, right? So if you want to pause and read that, yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah, very, very neat, very, very neat knife indeed. And there's his card, and looks like, oh, it's a magnet. So it's not a sticker; it's a magnet. Ah, of course, it's a magnetic knife. Why would you want to make a sticker? You make a magnet. That is, I mean, that is as obvious and brilliant as it should be. So. Nice job, Brian. I mean, of course, that makes perfect marketing logical sense. The nerd in me is very pleased and very, very, the brain is stimulated by the engineering things going on here and all the different factors that make the Factor. I am very, very much, I feel like my brain is massaged by all the cool things I'm seeing. And I love that. I do love that. I love that indeed. So this is one of those knives I am super, oh, I didn't even flip it left-handed yet, but look at that. So nice. Now, I don't get, see, it's going to be a little harder. Yeah, oh, you still can do it? You've used your hand there? Yeah, absolutely. It's very light. Definitely a light knife. I did a recent unboxing on the Chavez Redención 229. That is not a light knife. You could probably get about 3 or 4 of these knives for the weight of that one. But this is cool. Very, very cool. All right. Hey, if you have any questions about this knife, you want to see anything in the review, you have any questions that you would like me to answer as I'm reviewing this, something you're interested in, please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. I do try to read all my comments. I do try to respond to everybody. So if there's anything you'd like to ask or add, please do so. If you have any questions about, you know, this unboxing, let me know as well. If you have any ideas, suggestions for future videos, please let me know. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Like I said, I try to reply to everything. I really appreciate you guys watching this far into the video. So thank you. And thanks for experiencing this really cool knife with me. I am super stoked about this. This is just super awesome. It's one of those very neat knives that, you know, I don't think I would have had a chance to experience until, I just noticed something. I gotta say it. This is reversible. You can make this a lefty. Do you see that? Those 2 screws, yeah. Okay, so it is not fitted inside. So like on my Alacran, you can see it's cut out. So it's like cut out, and the deep pocket, the clip fits inside that, so it's secure and held and anchored in there, and this screw goes all the way through and holds it in place. You can flip this, so it's lefty friendly. This is a lefty friendly knife. For such a nice knife, that's really cool, and it makes sense because it's almost like an axis lock. I mean, you know, and I'm sure that there's only one on this side, right? Because you are magnets magic is going on in here, and you would have to take it apart to take a look at it, and I'm sure there's excuse me, some great videos out there that probably will do that. I can't do that on this video because this is the one Brian lent to our group to pass around to other knife reviewers. But really cool, just really cool. Yeah, I'm digging this. I'm so digging this, man. You guys, if you were on the edge about getting one of these, jump off, go for it. Go ahead, go for it. I think this is one of those, yeah, I would definitely do it. So totally cool. So totally cool. Anyways, so lefties, rejoice. It's reversible. Again, any other questions you have for me, please let me know. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video today. If you found this entertaining, informative, interesting, or just cool, because this is cool, maybe hit the like button down below. And if you've hit the like button, would you consider hitting the subscribe button? Liking and subscribing to my videos really helps out the channel, allows me to do more, produce more content, opens up the doors for more things. So I would really appreciate that and helping out the channel. If you've already hit the subscribe button, maybe consider hitting the notification button so you can be notified of future content that I happen to drop, like on cool knives like this. And if you've already done all of that, then maybe, let me grab my card over here, check me out on Instagram on Robs_nerdy_knives. That's again on Instagram on Robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.